it's Noelle Joy. Thank you for joining me for our second virtual class. This will be approximately a 30-minute practice. So you can go ahead and roll out your mat and come into child's pose. Arms extended, knees towards the outer edges of the mat. Let your body just melt. Begin to cultivate your Ujjayi breath. Deep inhales, deep exhales, mouth closed. Try to soften your jaw. Make sure you're not clenching your teeth. And remember that this is a great resting pose. So if at any time during our practice today you feel like you need a bit of a breather, come back to child's pose. We're going to be here just a few more breaths. Inhale up to a tabletop position. Hands are underneath your shoulders. Remembering that anytime the hands are on the mat, you want your fingers completely spread. You want your middle finger to be facing the front of your mat so that your wrists are not going one side or the other. And then you're going to press into what we call the inner triad in yoga. That is the pointer and the thumb finger. The reason we're doing this is we're protecting that tiny bone on the outside of our wrist. So, fingers spread, hands underneath shoulders. We're going to start with a few rounds of cat and cow. So inhale as you arch the spine, gaze up towards the ceiling. And then exhale as you round, gazing between the knees. Again, inhale, arch, gaze up. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. And then come to a neutral spine. So I want you to pull the belly button in towards the spine as you extend that left leg out behind you. Now you can stay here or you can extend that right arm out. Continuing to breathe, gazing down at the mat, just warming up our core here. Exhale, right hand, left knee to the mat. Inhale as opposite leg and arm extends. Again, you can do this with just the leg. Exhale back to the mat. So we're going to create a vinyasa out of this. So whenever you hear the word vinyasa in yoga, it just means a linking of breath and movement. So what we're going to do is every time we start a new round of an inhale or exhale, we're going to start a new movement. So with an inhale, you're going to extend left leg, right arm. Exhale, bring it back to the mat. Inhale, opposite leg and arm. Exhale, back to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, extend. Exhale, lower. One more each side. And last one. From here, place the hands back on the mat, spread the fingers, root down in that inner triad, curl the toes, lift the hips, come to your first downward facing dog. Hands shoulder width apart, feet hip width apart. You can pedal out your feet here. If your heels never touch the mat, that's quite all right. From here, exhale as you step it forward between the hands. Take the feet hip width apart. And then from here with a generous bend in the knee, just hang heavy. You can grab opposite Bicep here for a ragdoll. This is really nice for the spine, stretching it out. This is also an inversion. So in yoga, inversions are not just headstands, they're also, just folding forward, having your head below your heart. So this is really calming for the brain, and it's getting fresh blood to the brain, which is healthy for it. From here, release the hands, toe heel the feet together. Inhale as you rise all the way to stand, join the palms overhead. Exhale, bring the palms to heart center. We're going to do a little bit of upper body stretching. So inhale, extend the arms up. Right hand grabs left wrist. Exhale as you take and pull that arm over to the right side of the mat. Nice stretch through the shoulders and the lats. A little bit of the side body. We're going to be working our obliques today. So you're going to want to stretch this early. Inhale as you come back to center. Exhale, left hand grabs right wrist. Take it over to the left side of the mat. Remembering breathing in every posture. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hands to the sides. All right, so to warm up the body a little bit more, we're going to do a couple of slow rounds of sun salutations. And then after that, if you want to do some quicker rounds, I will offer that as well. So, first option is inhale, join the hands overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, step it back to the plank. Lower the knees, come all the way down to the stomach. Inhale to a gentle cobra. Exhale to child's pose. From here, inhale to a tabletop position. And exhale as you take it back to downward facing dog. We're going to do that round again, just so you can learn. Feel a little bit more comfortable with it. So from here, exhale, step between the hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale as you rise all the way up to stand, join the palms overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. So again, one more round with that variation. Inhale, join hands overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to plank. Drop the knees, come all the way down to the stomach. Inhale, gentle back bend into cobra. Exhale to child's pose. Inhale to a tabletop position. Exhale as you curl the toes and you come to downward facing dog. So if it ever seems like we're going through that rather quickly, we're always going to be holding downward dog for a few breaths, so you can always catch up with us. From here, exhale, step between the hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now from here, we're going to do another version of a sun salutation where we add in a chaturanga and an upward facing dog. So if you have any low back issues, I don't want you to do chaturanga or upward dog. Also, if you have any wrist issues, use your knees during chaturanga. Inhale as we join hands overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to a plank. Come forward slightly, lower down to a half push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog, pushing into the tops of the feet so the legs are lifted. Gaze up. Exhale as you bring it back, downward facing dog. Few breaths here. Exhale, step between the hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to stand. Exhale, hands at heart center. So one more. Again, you can do variation one, where you use the knees and you do gentle back bending, or you can go for the second variation that we just did. Inhale, join palms overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. exhale, take it back to a plank, and then Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, from here, gaze forward. Inhales, you step just the right foot. Spin the back foot so the pinky toe is lined up with the back edge of the mat. Front knee is bent as you inhale up, warrior two. So with warrior poses, a lot of times, we assume it's just about building strength in the lower body, but it's more than that. It's actually safely bringing flexibility to the hips. So you bend that front knee, track the pinky toe, or the knee towards the pinky toe, extend the arms out. Try to keep those shoulders relaxed. Gaze forward as you breathe. Back leg is straight, shoulders are lined up over the waist. All right, from here, go ahead, take the hands to the hips. We're gonna pivot so the heels are facing towards each other, shorten the stance slightly. Bend the knees, we're coming into goddess pose, but we're gonna add a shoulder opener here. So I want you to take the right arm over the left, bend the elbows, come into eagle arms. Keeping those knees bent. Deeply breathing again, mouth closed. Release the arms. Take the hands back to the hips. Pivot so you come back to warrior two. So that front heel lined up with the back arch. Extend the arms. All right, from here I want you to pivot so you're facing the front of the mat. Back heel is lifted. Hips are square to the front of the mat. Inhale the arms up for crescent pose. So you should be feeling a nice stretch in that left hip flexor area. Then you should also be squeezing the inner thighs together and pulling the belly button towards the spine for stability. All right, from here we're going to do a gentle twist. So go ahead, take that right hand towards the back of that left leg. Twisting to the right side of the mat. You're going to keep that back leg straight, gaze over that right shoulder. From here, inhale back to center. And exhale as you take it back to a plank. Do a few breaths here. Again, you can use your knees. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. All right, with your next inhale, please step that left foot between the hands, spin the back foot, rise up, warrior two, second side. Hands to the hips. Shorten the stance. Bring the heels so they're facing towards each other. Bend the knees. This time, left arm wraps over the right. Eagle arms, opposite side. With your next exhale, release the hands back to the hips. Pivot the feet so you're coming back to warrior two stance. Extend the arms. From here, exhale, hands to the hips. Pivot that back foot so the hips are lined up with the front edge of the mat. Front knee is bent, back heel lifted, and back leg is straight. Inhale the arms up for crescent. From here, exhale as you twist to the left side. Left hand gently rests on the back right leg. Inhale back up to center. Exhale as you slowly step it into a plank. And then back to downward facing dog. Exhale as you step forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale as you rise all the way up to stand. And exhale as your hands meet at heart center. All right, staying at the top of your mat, I am going to turn so you can see me on camera. We're going to do tree pose. So you're going to root down in that left foot. Right foot either comes on the inside of the ankle, so your right toes are still touching the mat, the inside of the calf, or inside of the thigh. Where I don't want it is on the knee area, so please try to avoid that area. So find whatever part of the leg is most comfortable, as long as it's not the knee. Bring hands to heart center. And then from here, go ahead, extend the arms overhead. So palms can still be touching, or if it feels more comfortable to bring them apart, go ahead and do so. I'm going to come back to the front of my mat, join you in tree pose up here. And now from here, we're going to move into warrior three. So belly button pulls towards the spine, slight micro bend in that left knee. You're just going to tip forward, hands come apart. Inhale as you bring that right foot forward. Let it kiss the left foot, bend the knees, chair pose. So looking down, you want to make sure that one knee is not in front of the other and that your knees are not moving in front of your toes. So when you look down, you should be able to see your toes. One more deep inhale here. Exhale as you straighten the legs, come forward. Your hands might not touch the mat here, that's quite all right. I'm naturally low to the ground, so it's easy for me. But I want your legs to remain straight as we move into Uttanasana, another forward fold. All right, bend the knees. Inhale as you rise all the way up to stand. Join palms overhead. Exhale into heart center. So we're going to do it opposite side. So root down in the right foot this time. Left foot comes on the inside of the ankle, calf, or inner thigh, whatever's most comfortable for you. Hands come to heart center until you find your balance, and then from there you can grow your tree. Exhale as you take the leg behind you, warrior three. If your warrior three is a little wobbly and you're putting your foot down, that's quite all right. When we're moving in our balance poses, we're building our stabilizing muscles. So you don't need to be perfect here. And no one can see you, which is the bright side, right? All right, one more deep inhale here. I kind of cheated. I got to come out of the pose. Exhale as the left foot meets the right, bend the knees. Chair pose. This time exhale as you take arms behind you. So your triceps should be activated here, and you should be pulling the shoulder blades towards one another like you're trying to squeeze a pencil in your upper back. Inhales, you extend the arms forward. Exhales, you fold, Uttanasana. All right, slight micro bend in the knees. Inhales, you rise all the way up to stand. Joining hands overhead. Exhales, you bring the hands to heart center. All right, from here you're gonna root down on the right foot. You're gonna step that left foot back, bend the right knee. We're coming into warrior one, so the toes of that left foot are gonna be facing towards the left front corner of your mat. Hips are square to the front of the mat. If you find that you can't keep your hips square, that your left hip is trying to come back, I need you to shorten your stance. So bend that right knee, extend the arms up, that back leg is straight. And just breathe and enjoy this pose. All right, from here, exhale, hands to the hips. You're gonna shorten your stance by a few inches, and you're gonna straighten both legs. The back toes are still facing that left corner like they were. This time with both legs straight. I want you to exhale as you fold forward slightly, making sure the hips stay square to the front of the mat. So you can pause here at hip level. If you want, you can interlace hands behind you. This is a variation of pyramid pose. And then if you have super flexible hamstrings and you want to fold a little bit deeper, feel free. All right, inhales, you come back to hip height. Hands come back to the hips. From here, bend that front knee, lengthen the stance, warrior one again. Exhale, hands to the mat. Take that left leg back. We're coming into a lunge. So with this lunge, I want you to make sure that right knee is stacked over the right ankle. Back leg is straight. If it's better for you to drop the knee to the mat, feel free. Now from here, exhales, you step that left foot forward. Get your balance, and inhales, you rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, let's take our hands to the hips again. Other side, root down in that left foot. Right leg steps back. So right toes pointed towards that right front corner of the mat. Left knee is bent. Inhale the arms up, warrior one. Keep that jaw relaxed, don't clench your teeth. If any of you are like, how does she know I keep trying to clench my teeth? It's because I practice yoga too. I do it as well. All right, from here, exhale, hands to the hips. Shorten your stance. Keep the back toes pointing to that angle. Hips square to the front of the mat. You're going to exhale with straight legs as you fold forward to hip level. Again, you can keep hands on the hips here, or you can interlace them behind you. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, fold forward. My left hamstring's pretty tight, so I'm not going to go much deeper than this. All right, from here, inhales, you come back to the hip level. Hands come back to the hips. Simultaneously bend that front knee, take that right leg back. Inhale the arms up, warrior one. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Take that back leg A little bit further back by a couple inches, straighten it, coming into our juicy little lunge. All right, from here, go ahead, step it back to a plank. Doesn't have to look pretty. You can fall and then come back to a plank. That's quite all right. I don't actually know what you're doing. You could just be sitting on the mat watching me, and as long as you're breathing, you're still practicing yoga. So, in plank, I want you to bring that right hand forward a little bit. Pivot on the feet, come to a side plank. There's a lot of variations here. You can stack your feet, crisscross your feet, lower that knee down. So, whatever you're most comfortable with, go ahead and find your side plank. Remember I said we'd be working on our obliques? I didn't lie to you. Breathe here. From here, exhale that left hand to the mat. Bring that right hand back slightly. If you want, you can go ahead and take a little break into child's pose. Inhale to tabletop, extend the legs out. Left hand comes forward, pivot, side plank, opposite side. So you're really pushing into that lower hand and lifting your hips towards the sky. Try to keep your shoulders stacked. Pressing into that bottom foot as well, so this isn't all just going into your wrist. Exhale, right hand to the mat. From here, I want everyone to lower all the way down to the stomach. So, bring elbows underneath shoulders. Here, we're coming just into a nice, restful back bend. All right, from here, exhale, stack the hands. And then we're going to do one more back bend, so you can do the gentle back bend that we just did, or you can go to a little bit deeper one. So if you're going deeper, interlace hands behind you. Inhale as you lift the chin, the chest, and then finally the legs. Exhale as you slowly release. Push it back to child's pose. All right, inhale as you walk up. And we're going to come to our seats. So we're going to start with an easy twist. So the legs are going to come out to the right side of the body. Bottom of the left foot is going to come to the top of the right thigh. From here, you're going to take the right hand to the left knee and just come into an easy twist, gazing over that left shoulder. Inhale back to center. Swing the legs over to the opposite side. Bottom of that right foot up. Gently rest on the top of the left leg. Twist to the right this time. All right, inhale to center. And then from here, you're going to extend that right leg out. Bottom of the left foot hugs the inside of the right thigh. And then from here, try not to round the shoulders. I want you to just keep the chest nice and open as you walk forward. So what this means is that you might not be able to go as close to the foot as you want, but we're not wanting you to round your spine to get closer to your feet. I want you to be folding from the hips. Inhale, back to center. Extend the left leg out. Bottom of the right foot comes to the inside. Again, same rules apply. Don't hunch that upper back. Exhale as you fold from the waist. Keeping that left leg straight. Rooting down into the heel, pointing the toes up towards the ceiling. All right, from here, inhale up. Exhale as the right leg extends. Zip the legs together. Inhale as you extend the arms up. Exhale as you fold forward. Folding from the waist. Paschimottanasana. Try to let the head and the neck relax here. Inhale up, maybe scooch forward a little bit on the mat. Bend the knees, feet hip width apart. Exhale as you go all the way back. Keeping the knees bent, feet hip width apart on the mat. I want you to flex that right foot, cross the right ankle just above the left knee. So you can stay here, you're still stretching your hip, or you can inhale as you pull that left knee towards your chest for figure eight. Keeping both feet flexed, that's protecting your knees. And then I want you to close your eyes here and breathe. Exhale as you release the side, left foot back to the earth. Right foot meets as well. Opposite side, flex that left foot, cross the left knee, just left ankle, just above the right knee. Inhale as you bring it up towards the chest. Exhale as you slowly release. From here, bring the bottoms of the feet together and let the knees butterfly open. Close your eyes. Relax here. We're cooling down. Class is almost finished. From here, extend the legs out on the mat. Coming to our final resting pose, Shavasana. Arms can be out at the side, palms facing up. Close your eyes and just let the body melt into your mat. Friends, feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you would like. If you only had time for about a half hour practice, you can go ahead and bring movement back to the feet and the hands. And the knees roll over to the side. And then push yourself up to a simple seated position on the mat. From here, go ahead, take the hands to the heart. Namaste. Thank you for joining.